Let me start off this video with a simple question. Who is the face of Akihabara? A more normal person may question if Akihabara even has a face. Someone more deeper in the otaku sphere may say something like the Radio Kaiken building. But for me, the answer goes to one character and one character only. Dejiko has been a part of Akihabara since her debut in 1998. As the mascot of Japanese retail chain Gamers owned by Anime, previously Broccoli, she has gone through many iterations and changes, and for the longest time, she was the first thing you could have seen when entering Akihabara with the iconic Dejiko building, which welcomed you to Akihabara, and the billboard might not even exist anymore. I don't know, I don't live in Japan yet. Can one of my Japanese audience members at me on Twitter or pick up the iconic Dejiko building to see if they at least have any Dejiko billboards up? But looking up pics of the iconic Dejiko building or Dejiko herself, you may see something off. A version of Dejiko with red eyes. Hello everyone, Independent Fox Peter with Peashy Art here, member of Con, and today I'm covering the history of Gen 2 Dejiko, where she comes from, her failure, and her rework into being a completely different character, as no one else will cover this stuff. In 2007, Broccoli was getting ready to celebrate Dejiko's 10th anniversary next year. So to celebrate, they released this advertisement. This was the next step for Dejiko as a whole, and for quite a while, this was just Dejiko. Now, this new Dejiko wasn't just giving Dejiko red eyes and calling it a day. Broccoli leaned heavily into the maid aspect of Dejiko, as well as they changed the voice actor, or actress for Dejiko, correct myself please. Going from Sanada Asami to Akisaki Satomi. It seems Broccoli really wanted this new Dejiko to work. So you may be asking, what exactly went wrong? Real quick, I want to use this moment in the video to shout my Patreon. I recently added a $2 support, so if you want to support me and let me live and stuff, please consider supporting me. It will really help me out a lot. You get stuff like behind the scene content and updates on random stuff and all that stuff. So remember to support me, if you want to though. People do not like change. When something you've known for years suddenly changes and becomes something different, people tend to revolt and lash out over change. As soon as a new popular media announces a reboot or revival, there's always going to be that one person who badmouths the new version and says the old one's better. Now, look at this new Dejiko. Dejiko was already pretty well known in Japan already. Already by 2007 having 3 TV anime, 6 special, an OVA series, a movie, hell even a full-on visual novel. Why, not exactly a household name. It's safe to say the franchise was in a kind of part of otaku culture. So it made sense people wouldn't like this series to change. Go to any upload of the Gen 2 Dejiko commercial on Nico Nico. Chances are you'll see a lot of comments around that time either trashing the new design or being upset with the new voice actor, or even trying to say gamers was leaning too heavily into Moe. In which, if they were leaning too heavily into Moe, then what was the original Dejiko doing? People absolutely hated the design. It didn't help that at the time, Broccoli was kinda struggling. Rocket League stocks have been down badly, even reaching an all-time low for them in 2009. And in 2008, the same year gamers revealed the second-gen Dejiko, Rocket League announced they would be collabing with lead industry retailer Anime to form a new company called AniBro. And with that, Gamers location will be rebranded to AniBro Gamers, until finally, in 2011, Rocket League would completely sell off Gamers to Anime for 250 million yen, completely leaving the retail business altogether. Rocket League would still hold on to the Dejiko IP while still allowing Anime to use the IP in Dejiko, saying, well, Rocket League wasn't gonna use him. Both Dejiko and Dejiko Gen 2 during this time were kinda put on the back burner. Around this time, the iconic Dejiko billboard you will see entering Akihabara will be changed to fit the Gen 2 design, and it will be this way until 2015 when it was sadly taken down, being one of the last remnants of second gen Dejiko for the longest time. Around 2013, Dejiko was celebrating its 15th anniversary, and unlike 2007, they weren't gonna redesign Dejiko. Instead, they were gonna go back. With it being their 15th, they released a site and Twitter accounts that are both still up to this very day. And one thing you instantly notice is Dejiko is back to original design. Included on the site is a comic which reveals one thing. There are two Dejiko. Yeah, with the 15th anniversary site, they decided to separate first and second gen Dejiko. But that's not all they done. They revealed second gen Dejiko is actually one Brock Hell piece. I don't know how to pronounce it. The goddess of broccoli, and that she was taking Dejiko's place for the time being. I really do not like this change. In my personal opinion, I really wish they either just kept both as one Dejiko, or just simply made second gen Dejiko another Dejiko. This really felt like a cop-out, as a way to brush second gen Dejiko under the rug and just say she wasn't really Dejiko, but instead this other character. You can really feel the effects of people not liking second gen Dejiko. So let's just completely forget Dejiko. They really didn't have that Brock Hodis. Doesn't really look like second gen Dejiko at all. In my personal opinion, I feel like if they just stuck with Dejiko for the second gen, people might have come around to her. However, sadly, that's not the world we live in. So with that, the era of second gen Dejiko came to a close, and gamers never used her again. Right? Enter two works, Superhero Chronicles and Reiwa Digicarrot. I'll start with Superhero Chronicles. Superhero Chronicles is a game developed by Van Presso, released for both PS3 and PS Vita early in 2014. Featuring franchises like Simple Girl, Twin Angel, Familiar Zero, Aya, Infinite Stratos, Higurashi, Shouso Giga, Supersonico, Dream Hunter Ram, and of course with the topic of this video, Digicarrot. However, if you notice something about Dejiko, he seems a bit off. The keen eye may notice that this is just second gen Dejiko's design just with green eye, and it seems that was intentional. Digging through Dejiko's files will find multiple images of this Dejiko design, but with the eyes being red instead of green. Some of which seem fully complete with her even having a full talking portrait just not used in the game at all, in which she of course had red eyes instead of green. This makes it seem that either in development they were told to change her eyes to green and coincide with the 15th anniversary, Well, Broccoli told Van Presto to change Dejiko's eyes to green as to not confuse fans who have recently learned about the separation of both Gen Dejikos. Gen 2 Dejiko will have one final appearance after this, being in 2022 with Reira no Digicat, which would reinstate that there are 2 of 7 characters, and Gen 2 Dejiko just Broccoli is basically adapted from the comics ages ago, just in a far more anime approach.
くっくっく、ユマが騒ぐのも仕方ないこと。そろそろいい頃ですかに。はーい、皆さん、私に注目。私は前株ブロッコリーの女神、ブロッコリスです。デジコちゃんがデジキャラット星に帰って留守の間、2代目デジコ、またの名を赤目デジコとしてお留守番していました。デジコ様がいないと地球中のデジコファンが寂しくて悲しくなっちゃうからブロッコデス様にお願いしちゃったにょ。
There will be a couple appearances of Broccoli taking the form of Gen 2 Dejiko and Reiwa, but ultimately this was it for Gen 2 Dejiko, as this was kind of the final nail in her coffin. Now, to give my own thoughts, I said this before, but I really wish Gen 2 Dejiko wasn't just made into Broccoli. I can kind of get separating them, but to completely ignore Gen 2 and give into the backlash is very upsetting. It was very obviously that this was done with the Dejiko extremists in mind, which is very out of character for Digicat, which would often go out of its way to make fun of the extremely type of fan. Ultimately, in the modern era, Gen 2 Dejiko is sadly a thing of the past, swept under the rug of Digicat's history alongside Winter Garden. I really wish Gen 2 Dejiko at least received an anime or something at the time, even if it would have been reviewed poorly. Gen 2 Dejiko is pretty much and they are left forgotten by gamers, with them not even uploading the commercials to the YouTube and it being next to impossible to find high quality versions of these commercials. But I do hope one day Gen 2 Dejiko could build even a small fan base and see some support. Digicat is a franchise I love a lot. I even have a yearly tradition where I watch the original anime every Christmas. So to see something from it be pushed to the side and left to rot, I will never enjoy. To close out this video, I recommend everyone watching to go do something with this Gen 2 Dejiko. If you want to draw or create something with Gen 2 Dejiko, please tag me in the post if you post it on something like Twitter and I will post it. Ultimately, gamers most likely will never go back to Gen 2 Dejiko, but I do hope he can probably find peace. Oh shit, I went to Society video without mentioning the great music. Waiting is an amazing song, go listen to it. This part of the video is completely unscripted. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed as much as I had making this. If you want to see more of this type of video, make sure to subscribe, like the videos, support me on Patreon, all that. It will be greatly appreciated. As mentioned, I want to do more scripted content, so expect more of that in the future. But this is the end. Kangai!